In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as Bitcoin price nears $50,000 milestone again with 91% of all the addresses now in profit. So congrats to my Bitcoin hodlers. And quoting Max Kaiser, a clear signal is that fiat money and central bank killer Bitcoin is breaking out and heading to $220,000 per coin. Send it. Also, Bitcoin ETFs hit a whopping $10 billion milestone just 1 month after the approval, which was exactly 1 month from today on January 11th. We'll also be discussing MicroStrategy's massive Bitcoin stash hitting $3 billion in unrealized profit, as well as six-figure Bitcoin price this year in 2024, as Bitcoin Analyst says 2025 or 55,000 is now the worst case. We'll also be discussing a Bitcoin price forecast of 100,000 per coin pre-halving before the April halving set to take place in roughly 60 days, as well as the latest from Samson Mow, 1 million Bitcoin price prediction with Chinese New Year right around the corner. I'll be sharing his latest thread regarding Chinese New Year and the year of the green dragon. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Welcome everyone in that live chat. Shout out to D-Boo. Whoa, just sent me a $50 super for my birthday. Much appreciated, family. Wow, that's very kind of you. Thank you, thank you. David Horex, welcome family. Ilya, welcome. And wow, a super in the amount of $100 coming from Palm Beach Chris. Keep up the great work and spread the truth. Super grateful for you guys. Thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Also pump the likes to pump the stream here on my special day. I greatly appreciate that. And also hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications. That way you get notified each and every day when I go live. This is pod episode number 1548. I'm your host, JV, and today is February 11th, 2024. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. As you can see on your screen, Bitcoin back in the green. We're looking to retest 49,000 resistance, which is the current 2-year high. Ultimately, Bitcoin is up 1.5% for the day, trading at around 48,300. We have Ether trading back above 2,500, up 0.5%. Chainlink ripping up 9%, trading above $20, while Solana and Cardano are pulling back and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap back on the rise at $1.81 trillion with $47.5 billion in volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance also back on the rise at 52.4%, with the Ether dominance at 16.7%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, we got BCH up 13.5%, followed by Flare up 11%, followed by Chainlink up roughly 9%. Below that, Beam, Pith, and Optimism. Now, which altcoins, fam, are you most bullish on for this bull run? Please do let me know. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective. Let's switch it to the daily. You can see many of the alts correcting it in the red, but we do have some respectable gains, including Link 8.5%, FLR 12%, BCH 13%, and Pith up 7%. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index, we're currently rated a 71 greed. Yesterday 74, last week a 60, and last month a 71 in greed. And checking out the Bitcoin halving clock, we're only 66 days away from the most significant event in the crypto sphere, which only occurs every 4 years. That's estimated to take place April 17th, which is roughly 2 months in 6 days. If you're pretty stoked for this Bitcoin halving, fam, let me know in that live chat. Let's kick it off next with our Bitcoin technical analysis, aka astrology for men. Check out some of the charts of where the Bitcoin price action is likely to go next, shall we? And welcome everyone just joining the stream. Pump the likes, the pump the stream. I greatly appreciate it. Bitcoin edging closer to 50,000 after a week of extreme bullish price action, a level not seen since December 2021. Amidst this price surge, the number of Bitcoin addresses in profit have now crossed the 90% level. Shout out to everyone here in profit. Bitcoin has had an eventful week in terms of their price action, with Bitcoin growing 14.4% to reach 48,500. Today, February 11th, its highest point in 26 months. The price spike, although highly welcome, seems to have taken most investors by surprise, considering it was coming off 4 weeks of unimpressive action after the debut of the Bitcoin spot ETFs in the US. Notably, Into the Block's global in and out money profitability metric shows the total number of addresses in profit now at roughly 47 million addresses, representing 90.5% of the total addresses. And at the same time, 3.44 million addresses, representing 6.64%, are still posting losses, while 1.46 million addresses, representing 2.8% of the total addresses, are at the money or break even point. That's right. And similarly, Into the Blocks in and out of the money around the price metric, which follows addresses that bought between 40,900 and 55,400, shows that a majority, 83% of the addresses, are in profit. This is a hugely bullish signal and shows the majority of Bitcoin hodlers are well in the money. And as price continues climbing, as Bitcoin approaches the coveted 50,000 level, more and more addresses are likely to move into profit. And with over 90% of the Bitcoin addresses now in profit and price nearing 50 Gs, it's clear this bull run still has a lot of room to run. The bullish action last week saw Bitcoin closing over 44,000 on the weekly time frame for the first time in the current market cycle. Now, BitMEX Research recently reported that spot Bitcoin ETFs now have over 10 billion worth of Bitcoin under management, and there is a high probability that the price of the top coin continues to surge if this activity surrounding these ETFs continue at this pace. I think that's a given, especially now that the outflows have slowed down from GBTC, which was dumping mass amounts of shares onto the market, which caused that drop all the way down to 38,000. And another catalyst for a sustained price increase is the upcoming halving, which we know is only 66 days out. Historically, Bitcoin bull runs leading up to each halving have always trended up and gone parabolic after the halving event. A similar trend can see Bitcoin reaching 60,000 before the next halving in April and 100,000 before the end of the year. What are your thoughts, family? And as pointed out here, someone put good news for folks as we start the weekend. The stock market is going strong as a sign of confidence in America's economy. This is from President Sleepy Joe. Max retweeted, a clearer signal is that fiat money and central bank killer Bitcoin is breaking out and heading to $220,000 per coin. Preach. So there you have it, crypto fam. You know how we do. And with that being shared, let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss the latest with Bitcoin ETFs hitting a $10 billion epic milestone. Here we go. The recently launched spot Bitcoin ETFs completed their first 20 trading sessions, hitting the 10 billion milestone in assets under management. According to data from BitMEX Research, net flows for the 9 ETFs reached 2.7 billion January 9th, led by BlackShares Bitcoin Trust, iShares that is, which currently holds Bitcoin worth $4 billion. The second position is claimed by Fidelity's Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund with over $3.4 billion. So just collectively between Fidelity and BlackRock, they already have a tremendous amount of Bitcoin stash that's like over $6 billion worth of Bitcoin, fam, and it took them 1 month. The ARK21 shares Bitcoin ETF also reached the $1 billion milestone, holding about $1 billion worth in its portfolio. Meanwhile, GBTC outflows amounted to $6.3 billion over the past 30 days. The fund recorded $51 million in outflows on February 9th, its smallest daily volume of capital withdrawals since conversion. Now, quoting Eric Balchunas, I thought the 9 would get a bit weaker as GBTC outflows subsided, but they're getting stronger. That's right. The buying demand right now is unprecedented. They're buying 10 to 15 times the daily supply being awarded to the miners, and the mining rewards are about to get cut in half in 66 days. So what's going to happen? We're going to have a supply shock, family, because then it's going to be like 30, 40 times the daily supply being bought up just by the ETF demand alone. Now, over the next few months, Bitcoin ETF flows are expected to increase as trading firms complete their due diligence on investment vehicles. Also, the Bitcoin price consolidated above technical support in January, including the 200-day moving average, which was at 29.9, and the on-chain mean of 33.5. According to a recent analysis from ARK Invest, shout out Kathy Wood, and over the month, Bitcoin price rose 0.6% to 42,500. ARK Invest's bullish view is that Bitcoin is replacing gold as a risk-off asset. Let me know if you agree with that. Bitcoin's price relative to that of gold has increased 20-fold in the last 7 years. Take that, Peter Schiff. And in January of 2024, Bitcoin can buy 20 troy ounce of gold compared to 1 troy ounce in April of 2017, notes the analysis. We believe this trend should continue as Bitcoin increases its role in financial markets. And considering the macroeconomic environment, the asset manager predicts that as inflation cools and real estate's rise, Bitcoin should remain anti-fragile as banks continue to lose their deposits. The United States SEC approving the Bitcoin ETFs for Mark 21 shares, Invesco, Galaxy, VanEck, WisdomTree, Fidelity, Valkyrie, BlackRock, and Grayscale on January 10th. More than a decade after Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss applied to launch the Winklevoss Bitcoin Trust all the way back in 2013. So it literally took 11 years for us to finally get this ETF approved. And word on the street from Gary Gensler is if Grayscale didn't win the lawsuit against the SEC, Gary would have never allowed this spot 11 ETFs to have been approved in the first place. So shout out to Grayscale. Even though massive dumping was on the market, if it wasn't for them, we'd still not have this ETF. And also it was the FTX estate, which sold and dumped off over $1 billion worth of GBTC, hence why we crashed. And now we're recovered, fam. We're already above 48,300, up $750 on the day. So shout out to all my Bitcoin hodlers. We back in the money, fam. Let's get it. Wow, May 5-star, $100 super. Much appreciated. Wrote, happiest birthday, JV. Thank you for all your hard work. It is truly much appreciated. Hope you enjoy your special day with your baby girl. Happy birthday, Princess. Wow, thank you again. May 5-star, that's the second $100 super today. I am humbled, and I also appreciate the $50 super and all the other supers as well. All the support, all the likes, all that good stuff. Much love. Let's go. But anyways, fam, let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss the latest unrealized profits with MicroStrategy. And shout out to the Giga Chad, Michael Saylor, and thank you again, May 5-star, for the $100 super. That's very kind of you. MicroStrategy recently topped up his Bitcoin holdings, bringing the company's already enormous unrealized profit to an even greater magnitude, reaching billions of dollars. MicroStrategy's blockbuster bet on Bitcoin has certainly paid off so far. You can say that again. The company is now posting over $3 billion worth of unrealized profit, thanks to the ongoing crypto market bull run led by the king, BTC. MicroStrategy, the business intelligence firm founded by Bitcoin bull Michael Saylor, now holds over $9 billion worth of Bitcoin. And at this time, MicroStrategy owns approximately 190,000 Bitcoin. And considering Bitcoin's current circulation is 19.6 million BTC, the intelligence company now holds almost 1% of the circulating supply. Like, whoa.
Bitcoin. What's the second best? There is no second best.
Tell them, Michael. Now, MicroStrategy started investing in Bitcoin in 2020, around the time when crypto started to attract interest from institutional investors. The firm made its first purchase of $250 million worth of Bitcoin in August of 2020 and has steadily topped up its holdings ever since. In fact, they were the first publicly traded company to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet. And according to a recent disclosure, MicroStrategy now holds 190,000 Bitcoin, acquired at a total cost of $5.93 billion, which is roughly 31,200 per Bitcoin. On the other hand, Bitcoin has had one of the strongest advances in the crypto market in the past 7 days and is now back on its way to reaching $50,000 for the first time in 2 years. Can we still do that today? Do you think it'll happen this week, February, or by March? Let me know in the live poll, family. You'll see in the chat. And at this time, Bitcoin is up by 12% for the past week. And at Bitcoin's current price of around 48.2, MicroStrategy's Bitcoin holdings are worth a staggering $9.1 billion, representing an unrealized profit of $3.17 billion. Now, how long can MicroStrategy's Bitcoin bet pay off? Let's discuss it. Bitcoin has been touted as digital gold and a long-term store of value. MicroStrategy's steady Bitcoin investment approach and its sizable stash amidst various price declines shows the company's methodical approach to determining its future trajectory. And according to Saylor, the company is in it for Bitcoin for the long run and isn't planning on selling its holdings anytime soon. In fact, its buying trend points to more Bitcoin acquisitions as time goes on. In conclusion, while Bitcoin can be volatile because there is a lot of life force, MicroStrategy's pioneering investment in Bitcoin has clearly paid off thus far. The company is set to benefit even more in the coming months in light of the approaching Bitcoin halving, as well as the spot Bitcoin ETFs continuing to become widespread. If Bitcoin's bull run continues and it reaches 100,000 or higher, as some analysts predict, MicroStrategy's unrealized profits can reach tens of billions of dollars. And check it, not only is Saylor doubling down and not slowing down his buying anytime soon, he's personally buying up Bitcoin every day. He announced for 4 months for his personal stash. Also, MicroStrategy's goal is to acquire 5% of the circulating Bitcoin supply. So if they only own roughly 1% right now, with an acquisition of roughly 190,000 Bitcoin, that means they're looking to accumulate a serious amount. We're talking 1 million Bitcoin, as many Bitcoin as Satoshi himself, to reach that goal. Do you think they will achieve it? I have no doubts in Michael Saylor, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. 48,003, baby. Let's go. But anyways, let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss now some bullish targets. We're going to be discussing $100,000 this year in 2024, discussing more about the pre-halving and those six-figure projections, and then we'll dive into the latest from Samson Mow with Chinese astrology. Now that we're entering the year of the dragon, Chinese New Year is a pretty big deal. So I'm going to be sharing his latest with his 1 million Bitcoin price prediction. But let's start here with a six-figure Bitcoin price this year in 2024. That's right, Bitcoin has a new six-figure price target for this year as institutional inflows continue to flood the markets. That's right, a fresh analysis on February 11th from Kijong Yu, CEO of analytics platform CryptoQuant, predicts 112,000 per Bitcoin this year. Send it. The launch of the U.S. first spot Bitcoin ETFs last month opened up inroads for institutional capital. CryptoQuant's Key agrees with the latest market forecast considering the impact of the investment on Bitcoin's realized cap. Realized cap reflects the aggregate price at which the Bitcoin supply last moved. And according to CryptoQuant data, the ETF's combined inflows can add another 114 billion to the existing 450 billion tally this year alone. Quoting him here, Bitcoin market has seen 9.5 billion in spot ETF inflows per month, potentially boosting the realized cap by 114 billion yearly. Even with GBTC outflows, a 76 billion rise can elevate the realized cap from 450 billion to 520 to 565 billion dollars. Let's go. And the most referenced ongoing outflows from GBTC, which themselves have declined considerably in the first month of its operations as a spot ETF. Summarizing the likely price action ahead, Key gave a worst case scenario figure between 55 and 59,000. Now, as reported by Cointelegraph, Bitcoin price targets for the coming year, of course, vary considerably, but bullish culminations to 2024 are hardly in short supply. April's block subsidy halving scheduled to take place in 66 days, as I mentioned earlier. So as this approaches, more voices have bolstered a narrative of a new all-time high potentially occurring before the halving event, now just over 2 months away. One of them is Adam Back, the CEO of Bitcoin tech firm Blockstream, and one of the true Bitcoin OGs and early developers. In a post, Back suggests Bitcoin could even break the six-figure mark sooner than broad consensus believes is possible. Quoting him here, by October 1st, 2021, Bitcoin crossed 47,000 like yesterday. Then on its way to the 69,000 all-time high, he referenced Bitcoin's run, and that run up took 41 days. There are 70 days until the halving, now actually 66-ish. Just another data point for what it looks like and how we may yet to get to a new all-time high or even $100,000 before the halving. If you genuinely believe Bitcoin will smash 100,000 this year in 2024, put a 1 in the live chat. If you don't think that's going to happen this year in 2024, put a 2. And I want to gauge you guys and see where you guys are at. How bullish are you on the King Crypto? Let's see. But anyways, fam, keep the comments coming. I appreciate it. But let's dive into our next story of the day and continue preaching about this 6-figure Bitcoin price, potentially before the halving, which is, again, right around the corner, roughly 66 days out. Crypto analyst Adam Back believes there is a chance Bitcoin hits 6 figures ahead of the halving event in April, which ultimately means by March 31st. This prediction comes as Bitcoin continues its recovery from a rather bearish January. As you know, we've been pumping like a mofo, but extreme volatility. We tapped 49 and dropped to 38 like within a week. That's because of the massive outflows from GBTC. But now we're recovered and looking to retest 49 here any day, potentially today. We're only a few hundred away. And in a post on February 10th, which was yesterday, Adam Back shared a Bitcoin price forecast in which he predicted the digital asset to attain a new all-time high price before the much anticipated halving event set to take place mid-April. Back based his projections on Bitcoin's historical price data, stating that just like on Friday, Bitcoin crossed the 47,000 level on October 1st, 2021, and that would be a 41-day journey from its current all-time high of 69,000. Quoting him here, October 1st, 2021, Bitcoin crossed 47,000 like yesterday. Then on its way to the 69,000 all-time high, that run-up took 41 days. That's right. How many of you remember that? The day we hit that high was November 10th of 2021. There are 70 days to the halving. Now less than 70. Just another data point for what it looks like and how we get to a new all-time high or even 100,000 before the halving. In fact, he even placed a bet on the fact he believes will hit that. The analyst explained that he anticipates the Bitcoin will maintain its present upwards trajectory, embarking on a bull run to possibly notch a new all-time high within the next 70 days leading up to the Bitcoin halving. Back's price prediction comes across as somewhat unique, as historically the Bitcoin bull run usually occurs months after the halving event. However, the crypto analyst explains in subsequent responses to users, he anticipates the recent launch of the Bitcoin spot ETFs to induce a bull run before the halving event following a rather rocky launch. The Bitcoin spot ETF market appears to have finally found its expected rhythm, with consistent positive net inflows recorded throughout last week. Notably, on Friday, the budding ETF market experienced a total net inflow of 541 million, second only to 655 million recorded the first trading session day 1 month ago today, January 11th. In addition, we got GBTC continuing to see a consistent decline in outflows. As I mentioned earlier, they're drying up, recording new lows of only 51 million, which is a good sign. Adam Back predicts that a consistent development of the Bitcoin spot ETF market over the next few weeks can trigger the bull run pre-halving, causing Bitcoin to potentially reach 6 figures per coin. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. And in addition, he supports Bitcoin still to repeat its bull run months after the halving event, painting a dual bull cycle. Can you say double trouble? Send it. And let's get it. That's right. We can see a double top. We can hit $100,000 this year in 2024, and we can still peak out at multiple 6 figures in 2025, because history shows us we tend to hit the cycle peak the year preceding the halving. So let me know your thoughts. Are we going to peak out for the cycle in 2024 or in 2025? Or are we going to have some sort of double top, as Adam Back is hinting at? Let me know your thoughts. But anyways, family, keep pumping the stream by pumping the likes. I greatly appreciate that. But now let's discuss our featured story of the day. The headline reads, 1 million for Bitcoin. Samson Mow stuns with Chinese New Year Bitcoin price prediction. Now, shout out to Samson Mow. He's the one who has been calling for Bitcoin to reach $1 million within days to weeks after the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF, and he just updated us based upon the Chinese astrology. As you know, we're entering the year of the dragon. So here's his latest. And actually, I'm going to start with the whole thread he just posted on February 11th, today at 2:44 a.m. Now, personally, I love astrology and especially what we're discussing right here. So hopefully you enjoy this as well, especially on my birthday. It makes it that much even more significant. So much love, much respect. Pump the likes, pump the stream. Quoting Samson Mow, happy Chinese New Year. 2024 is the year of the green dragon, or the wood dragon, as its element is wood. This dragon comes once a century and represents wealth, riches, and auspiciousness. Combining this particular dragon with Bitcoin may usher in the Omega candle. Now, if you're not familiar with the Omega candle, we've been discussing that. Another term is God candle, but God candle we define as a $10,000 single daily uptick on the daily chart. Omega candle is 10x the God candle, hence a $100,000 single uptick on the daily chart. Let me know your thoughts on that. So here's the thread. I'm going to read as much of this as I can. In Chinese culture, the green dragon is primarily associated with wealth and financial legacy. This means that 2024 will be a banner year for Bitcoin, as Bitcoin is savings technology that enables generational wealth. The synergy between Bitcoin and the dragon are significant. Let's go. That's what's up. Now, check it out. Additionally, 2024 marks the beginning of the 9 fortunes, an era of upward development which lasts from 2024 to 2043 and corresponds to the fire and the sun. When gold ETFs launched, it led to an 8-year bull run. Will Bitcoin ETFs see a 20-year run? He continues, the 9 fortune era brings prosperity to specific industries such as technology, cyberspace, and new types of energy production, perhaps fusion. So basically, Bitcoin, the next 20 years, which are dominated by fire energy, will be very favorable for Bitcoin. And this is a Bagua here. It looks like you got the different elements and all that good stuff. I'm fascinated by all this. So again, I appreciate this post by Samson Mow. I'm going to continue in the thread. Maybe you don't believe in the Chinese zodiac or feng shui, but 8 billion people do. Remember, the Bitcoin ETFs are coming soon to Hong Kong. That's right. Hong Kong is expediting this process since back in January 11th, exactly 1 month ago, the 11 spot ETFs officially launched in the United States. Now Hong Kong is ready to go. In fact, they already have their first applicant, and we're going to be seeing a spot Bitcoin ETF coming out of Hong Kong soon. Also, we're going to be seeing one coming out of El Salvador. Max Kaiser has talked about this, and the drastic difference with his ETF is going to be Bitcoin in and Bitcoin out, unlike any of the current ETFs launched in the US. Now, Samson says, best of luck to you and your family in this special year of the dragon. That's right, man. So year of the dragon, are you pretty stoked for that? Please do let me know. Now, another headline here, Bitcoin price to touch 1 million in days to weeks. According to Samson Mow, the Bitcoin price is on track to soar to $1 million in days or weeks, according to his prediction. And he actually shared a thread, and I'm actually going to read some of this stuff out loud for you. He tweeted here, this was back on December 19th, it got 228,000 views. The Bitcoin ETF is the memo. Most people don't understand how significant the ETFs are in terms of marketing and branding. They will bring a flood of capital, but equally important is the message or the memo that's being sent out. Now, here is one of the commercials with the most interesting men. This was the Bitwise commercial for the Bitwise ETF. Now, Samson went on to explain, take note, there are 12 ETFs being filed by asset managers. First, they're in it for the dollar, not necessarily because they believe in Bitcoin, so don't simp for them. They get dollars. They need assets under management to get them. So everyone wants to be number one, and this is a big competition. That's why I refer to this all as Bitcoin game theory in full effect, and that played out with the fees, for example. Grayscale had the largest, 1.5%, and then asset managers like ARC21, Kathy Wood's company, and others were more competitive with like 0.2% or less, driving more demand. Now, second, they aren't going to passively sit there and hope to win. No, they'll be fighting for assets under management and customers. How do companies fight? They advertise via marketing. Case in point, the Bitwise ad. This battle for the Bitcoin orange glow is going to heat up like you cannot imagine. Think Jonathan Goldsmith is interesting. Wait until BlackRock makes an ad with whoever this is, D Joker Knoll, saying Bitcoin is for winners, or for Prince Philip says hi, by the way, or the Fidelity Super Bowl ad with Michael Saylor saying there's no second best ETF. Now, my question for y'all, being at Super Bowl Sunday, family, I think the Super Bowl kicks off in another hour or two. Let me know if you think we're going to see any ETF ads for the Super Bowl, including Fidelity or BlackRock. And imagine if Sailor made a cameo. That would be pretty lit, right? Now, Samson goes on. So what about the memo you mentioned, Samson? Well, if you're an actor or an influencer of any significance, you can no longer afford to speak ill of Bitcoin. There's too much career risk now. Talk ish about Bitcoin and you're blacklisted forever. That's what's up. Respect to Samson. He also says another memo goes to media platforms. You want our advertising dollars. You better not be pushing content that harms our Bitcoin offering. Preach. And at the end of the day, it's all business. Now it's business in favor of Bitcoin. And the memo goes to journalists too. No more garbage takes on Bitcoin like this. No more FUD. Or you're also going to be looking to work somewhere else. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. The Bitcoin ETF is the memo. Bitcoin is great. Bitcoin is green. We all love Bitcoin. Get with the program or else. Bitcoin at 1 million doesn't sound so crazy anymore, does it? What are your thoughts, crypto fam? Let me know in the chat. Now, he also said, my main prediction is the run up to 1 million happening in days to weeks. That's what's up. Do you feel Bitcoin can make a run like that? And I also want to just point out, when Bitcoin shot up to 69,000, it was like within a 60-day period, we went from like 16,000 to 69. So just note, when Bitcoin rips, it rips. And it can happen fast. We've seen it first and foremost. I know you guys seen it in the previous halving. Now with expectations, the Bitcoin will benefit from the spot ETF. Samson Mow tipped the Bitcoin price to touch 1 million in days or weeks in alignment with his prior bullish call for Bitcoin. Now, again, I want to know if you feel we can see a run up to $1 million, and by what year, realistically, do you think the King Crypto will hit this staggering price target? Let me know, family, in the comments, and I'm going to share my prediction. Personally, I believe by the year 2029, it's a given. I can very realistically see a $1 million Bitcoin price. However, I'm not writing it off that it cannot happen this cycle. It can still be in play for 2024. It can still be in play for 2025 or any year in between now and 2029. The fact is, Bitcoin has no top and no ceiling because fiat has no floor, right? What if, hypothetically speaking, the US dollar was to absolutely crash and we witnessed the death of the dollar in real time? Bitcoin in that scenario could be at $1 million within a week, right? If the dollar crashes and loses 99% of its value, that's what happens. The Bitcoin price and the purchasing power is mathematically guaranteed to increase because the purchasing power of the US dollar is mathematically guaranteed to decrease. That's all you need to understand. The technical analysis, take it with a grain of salt because no one can predict the future, but all you need to truly understand is supply demand. When you have massive supply and limited demand, it creates number go up technology to create parabolas and enter price discovery modes like we're going to witness this cycle peak. It's a given. It's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's really a matter of when. As I mentioned earlier, the supply demand, the stock to flow, the buying pressure right now is unprecedented. We have asset managers within 1 month already accumulated close to 200,000 Bitcoin. That's what took MicroStrategy, the first publicly traded company to put the Bitcoin on the balance sheet, 4 years. They just achieved in 1 month what took MicroStrategy 4 years. MicroStrategy is not slowing down, right? Kathy Wood is not slowing down. Max Kaiser is not slowing down. BlackRock is definitely not slowing down. They're going to be speeding up. So if they're already, just BlackRock and Fidelity are purchasing 10 times the actual supply being awarded to the miners, Bitcoin halving in 66 days, mining rewards get cut in half. Now it's double the supply being bought up. And then you're not even calculating sovereign wealth fund, nation state adoption. There's just so many bullish catalysts in the market right now. So let me know your thoughts with the Bitcoin halving. Where do you feel the Bitcoin price will likely be by this time within the next couple of months? Do you think price discovery, 69,000 above and beyond, potentially 100,000 as Adam Back is suggesting? And when do you feel we'll hit this cycle peak? Will it be in 2024? Will it be in 2025? Will it be 100,000, 2, 3, 4, 500,000? Can we hit 1 million? Let me know your thoughts in the live chat.